We will start a new chapter, which is chapter 8. Of civics, that is social justice. Social justice and the marginalized. So this is the chapter which we are going to start today. Okay. So first thing is, what do you understand with marginalized? What does this mean? First question is this. So, marginalized, if you see, suppose this is a box. Okay. The line which is making this box, you may call this margin. Correct? This is society. This is society. Okay, mainstream society in the center. If this society exclude or corner some of the groups or people, so suppose the people here who are living here, who has been cornered by the society, mainstream society, they are called marginalized. Understood? This is the society which is the mainstream society in the center. When they exclude or corner some of the groups or some people, so they remain here on the margin, and this is called marginalized. That means excluding some groups of people, okay, or making them common, okay. That is, if there is scenario to fall down, first these people who are there on the corner, they will fall. Yes or no? If there is situation to come out to fall down from this rectangle, these people who are at corner, they will fall down first. The same thing happens in the society. There are some groups, some people who has been cornered by the mainstream society, and they are vulnerable to problems. Understood? Prone to problems. That means that if problem comes, they will be first to suffer. Understood? They will be caught in the problem first. Those people are called marginalized, who are out from the mainstream society. Understood? I hope marginalized you have understood what is marginalized and what is the problem with the marginalized people. Okay. Now there are marginalized, that means you can corner the people on many terms, right? On many factors you can corner the people. But what are we going to study? We are going to study here the people who are socially marginalized. Socially marginalized. Okay. In society, the people who have been cornered. About those kind of people we are going to discuss. So, one such example of a marginalized group is tribes. So tribes, if you see, they have their own culture, their own tradition, and they remain out of the mainstream. If you see, mostly they remain out of the mainstream. Where do they live? They mostly live in forests and all. So they do not follow the tradition and culture which is there in the mainstream society. They have their own culture and tradition which they follow. So tribes are such socially marginalized group. Understood? Why these groups are marginalized? Why this happens? So this happens due to language, customs, religions, economic and social status. Because of these factors, people are marginalized. That means they are cornered. Okay. Now we understood who are the socially marginalized group. So tribes and minorities are the socially marginalized groups. Why are they marginalized? On what basis? So on the basis of language, on the basis of custom, religion, economic and social status. On these bases, the people are or groups are marginalized. Now the thing is how it is done. How it is done. So this is done because of the mindset of society. Mindset of society. So who creates all this equation, all these factors? So obviously because of the mindset of society this happens. Understood? Like if you see, if there is a new student in your class, he does not know how to speak Hindi or English. Both the language he does not know. He is speaking some of the regional or local language. Okay, and you people here in the class speaking in English. Right? So in that situation, if you see, what happens, all the students, they may corner that person. Because first of all, they do not understand, they will not understand the language the boy is speaking. And on the language, on the basis of language which he is speaking, if he is speaking some regional language, the people may marginalize that student. The other students may marginalize that student, may corner that student. Right? This may happen. Okay. Now we have a fictional case to understand marginalization. Okay, we'll understand that. We will discuss one story which is related to this marginalization and hope you will understand the fact with this story. Now there was an Adivasi family. Okay, there was an Adivasi family in Delhi. Now you will say, ma'am, how they went to Delhi? They mostly remain in forest, but that is not compulsory that Adivasis will only live in forest. Right? Due to deforestation and as forest areas are not in their rights now, they move to cities. Now how this happened, we will understand. there was an Adivasi family in Delhi. In that there was a child, girl child. She was watching television. On television, Republic Day parade was going on. See, tomorrow is Republic Day and we are just discussing about it. So Republic Day parade was going on in the television, on the television. Now there was one cultural activity that was of Adivasis. So Adivasi dance was going on. There are some cultural programs after the parade. So in that there was Adivasi dance. Now there was a girl child who asked her grandfather, Dadu, why on the television and everywhere it always shows that Adivasis are only dancing? Why it is shown like that? They only dance. So what his Daddu told is Daddu told that these people don't know about our culture. As our culture is very rich, but they don't know much about our culture. So that is why they show whatever they know about us. Okay, they know about our dance, so they are doing that. They are representing that. They don't know much about us. Okay, like this, Daddu started telling the story of his childhood. In that, what was happening? When he was small, he used to live in forest. Okay, there was a village in Odisha, and in that there was a village in Odisha, and there Daddu used to live in the forest. One day, some of the forest officials and contractors came, and they told, you don't have any right on the forest land. This forest land is not yours. It is of government. Okay. So like this, now these people are living there since long time. Since very long time, these Adivasis were living in the forest. And all of a sudden the officials and contractors came and they are saying that no, this place does not belong to you. You need to leave this place. Okay. So some of the people, they left because of the harassment, atrocities which were going on, which people were officials were doing on them to get the forest. Because of that, some of the Adivasis left that place and they went to cities and they worked there as labor. Okay. Now they used to, some of the contractors came. They asked to buy the land in very less price. Okay, in very less price, they asked them to sell their land. After that, if many of them, because of the atrocities and all, they given their land, and after that they moved to town. And some of them who were not doing that, they were beaten. More and more atrocities were there on those people. Understood? And like this, contractors took their land. Now when contractors took their land, there were 30-acre land which these Adivasis were having. Okay, 30-acre land, it is very big plot. So 30-acre land with very less money, they taken the land. So like this, they exploited this Adivasi group. Understood? Now what happened in this family's case, the family who is at Delhi, in this what happened, Daddu's son, that means the girl's father, he got the job in Delhi and these people came to Delhi. Okay, and because of that, what happened when they came to Delhi, what happened? They all were living in the jungle forest, right? So no schools, nothing was there in the forest. They had their own culture tradition which they used to follow. They do not go to school. But when they came to Delhi, what they saw, the children are going to school and all those kind of things. So they also sent their child to school. So Daddu is telling, when your father got job in Delhi, you were sent to school and you were sent school late, your admission was late. because there in the forest we were not sending kids to school, but here it was there. So the granddaughter is telling that yes, when I reached school, I used to speak Santhali. Santhali is the language of Adivasis. So I used to speak Santhali. I did not know how to speak English or Hindi. But now I do. That means now I know how to speak English or Hindi. So when I was speaking Santhali, I was having problem to make friends in the school or to understand the things. So that is why, if you see what happened with that, the development, the progress of that girl was slow. Yes or no? So these things happen, and this is the story. Like if you see, there are many Adivasis who have similar stories as the Buddhist story. Okay, so this is a story by which you understand how the Adivasis were exploited. What are the factors which was problem for them? Okay, how atrocities were there on them, how contractors took their land, how forest officials and contractors they had some kind of connection and both together act against this Adivasis. Understood? Now we will understand who are Adivasis. Okay, this is the introduction thing. That means you understood basically, if you see what is Adivasi, who are Adivasi, what are tribal societies. But now we will understand who are Adivasis. Basically, they are the original inhabitant. That means they were the people who were living in the forest since very long time. So they are the original inhabitants of forest areas, of those areas. Okay. What this sentence tells, communities who live and often continue to live in close association with forest. Understood? They were having close association with forest. These peoples who were original inhabitants and they were having close association with forest, they were actually Adivasis. Okay. It is home to 60 different tribal groups. Same you have Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand. These areas are also having many of the tribal groups. Okay. or today also you have, but we are talking about that period. So that time, if you see the or in early time, the society was divided into four groups, four varnas: Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. Right. So there was what do you say, political, economic, and social differences among all the groups. Today also, if you see in the mainstream society, there are a lot of differences on the political status, on the basis of political status, on the basis of economic status, okay, on the basis of religion. So many other factors, if you see, there are many differences among the society. Yes, in the caste system or in the mainstream society. Some are upper caste, some are lower caste. So that kind of discrimination is there. Poor, rich, right? But in Adivasi society, there is no upper and higher thing, no hierarchy. Everyone is almost equal. They only have one leader, one sardar, they have kabila, one clan, and in that one leader will be there. And everyone is going to, that is of 50 to 100 people. Okay, so everyone is going to listen the orders of the leader. And all the other men will be equal. There is no hierarchy, no up or down. Understood? So like that, they are distinctive. They are, if you see, very unique. Understood? In that case, if you compare it to mainstream society. Okay. Now, 8% of India's population, 8% of India's population is Adivasi. Okay. And they are not homogeneous. They are not homogeneous. They are not a homogeneous population. So 8% of India's population is Adivasi, and if you see, they are not homogeneous population. Homogeneous population means all the Adivasi groups which are there, they are not following the same tradition and culture. If you see the Adivasi of Andaman and Nicobar and Adivasi of Jharkhand, they are not following the same culture and tradition. In Odisha also, if you see, in Odisha what we talk, 60 different tribal groups, more than 60 different tribal groups. So all those 60-70 tribal groups which are there in the Odisha, they are not following the same culture and tradition. They all have different kind of tradition and culture. That means not a homogeneous group. Homogeneous group means same. If Brahmin is there, Brahmin of Rajasthan and Brahmin of Bihar is following the same. Okay. If Brahmin of Kashmir and Kanyakumari, they are following the same tradition and culture, then they will be called homogeneous population. That means they are same everywhere. But it is not in the terms of Adivasis. The different groups have different customs, different traditions, different cultures. So they are not homogeneous population. Okay. So you will find 500 different kind of Adivasi groups in India. Okay. Over 500 groups. That is more than that. Over 500 groups, Adivasi groups in India. worship their ancestors, their village, and the nature spirit. Understood? Like for example, you have, for example, there is the Jagannath cult of Odisha. The Jagannath cult is practiced in Odisha. Then you have Shakti and Tantric tradition. Shakti and Tantric traditions, which is practiced in Bengal and Assam. Okay, so these are the practices which they do. I hope you people are making your notes with this. That is very, very important. Now, many of the Adivasis, numbers of Adivasis converted into Christianity. So we have already discussed this point in our previous chapter, in the starting of the chapter, when we discussed about tribal groups. We have discussed this point in our previous chapter, if you remember. So when missionaries came to India for educating the people, they educated the people, tribal people, and in that they asked them to change into the Christianity. So that time when missionaries came and these tribal people were taught, they got education of this Western education. So in that case, many of them were converted into Christians. Okay. Adivasis have their own language. They have their own language. Like we discussed about Santhali. So, Santhali, if you see, is a language spoken by Adivasis, and this has largest number of speakers. That means many of the Adivasis speak Santhalis. Okay, largest number of speakers of Santhali is there, and it also has a significant body which of publication, significant body of publication of magazines and e-zines. Okay, magazines on internet in Santhali, and also e-zines. Okay. So, Santhali is the largest spoken language in Adivasis. Also, you will find there are publication bodies of this Santhali language which publish in the magazines on the internet and magazines. Okay. Is there any question related to the topic till now? Any question, anyone? Any questions? Anyone of this chapter? we can discuss. Now with the time, what happened? With the time, suppose this Adivasis were there. We discussed this Adivasis were there in the forest. So they used to live in forest and they used to respect the land, forest and river, that means natural resources which they used. So they used to respect and worship those. Now what happened when we saw the land was taken from them, in that situation they came to town, right, for jobs. But in town also if you see, it was not easy to come and just take the job. It was not easy like that. So in that situation, if you see, they worked as laborers in the town. Now when they were in the forest, they had their different tradition and culture which they were following. Right. But when they came to town, so there were some new traditions and cultures which they saw. Like in the Du's story, the girl there was speaking in Santhali. The girl was not going to school. But when she came to cities, came to Delhi, she now was knowing how to speak in English and Hindi. She learned how to speak in English and Hindi. Right? The same way in cities, the children were going to school, she started going to school. So, you see, in forest when they were living, they followed their own tradition and culture. But when they came to town, they started following the culture and tradition of the town. Right? And also they did the things in their own way, with this on the same time. Understood? So this intermingling of their tradition and the tradition which was there in this town, that intermingled, and if you see like this, there was new things, new ideas which came into existence. Right? They were doing the things in their own way as well as they were adopting the new traditions and cultures. So like this, their tradition changed, a new tradition and culture came into existence. Understood? So they basically were intermingling and they did not remain the same. They changed as per the society. Okay? But still they were doing many things in their own way. Okay? This is also one point. Now we will discuss the chapter tomorrow. Okay? And you people please read this chapter so that you can better understand when we will discuss. Any question, anyone from this chapter? Any question related to these topics which we discussed? All the class 8 is sitting, only sitting, doing nothing. Manjeet? Why are you sitting here if you don't want to answer? Okay, thank you everyone then.